Today we're going to be changing the headlights on this 2008 Honda Element. And no, I don't mean the headlight bulbs, I mean the actual lenses. Believe it or not, I have not been able to find a YouTube video on changing the actual lenses. Every write-up I've found has been the bulbs. So these are really foggy. I think they're beyond repair with the kits that you can get to shine them up again. So we're going to go ahead and replace them. We got the replacements. But it involves removing this entire front fascia. And I don't know what I'm doing. Like I said, I haven't even been able to find a write-up on this. So we're going to kind of learn as we go. So the first thing we're going to want to do is remove these little clips here. Now I've already done it to several of them on this side. But all you really need to do is get a screwdriver. Just get under one side here. Don't force it all from one side. If it doesn't want to go back and forth from side to side. I'm sure there's probably a tool for this, but I don't have it. So just go ahead and do that. I'm just removing this entire center piece here, and I'm going to set it off to the side. So go ahead and do all that. Looks like there's 3 over each headlight, and then we've got 5 on this center piece here above the radiator. Alright, so now that we've gotten this cover over the radiator off, it reveals one more right smack in the middle of the grill. So we're going to go ahead and pop that one off. I'm also taking these pieces out with, just so they don't get lost, because they do seem to be pretty loose at this point. Alright, so now we've got everything removed on the top. Now we got to go down. And I have already removed them on this side, but right here we got a bolt and another bolt here. And they are good old 10 millimeter. And then we got some more of these clips. It looks like we got one here. That one is already missing. And then they are here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these little angled tabs going up. So go ahead and pull down. Same type of clips that we had up top. Alright, now I didn't catch this one right away, but after a little pulling, I realized you got to pull this one right here. It does have a Phillips head, but I'm just going to use this multi-screwdriver. Off the top of my head, I don't recall what size this is, but you know it's the typical nut driver size. So you're going to want to pull that screw, get your fingers under here on this side panel, and this one came off a lot easier than the driver's side did, but there's a pin on the side panel that goes in this way, so you are going to feel a bit of a pop when you pull that. And then this front panel has a hole that screw went through, so you have to pull the screw to be able to pull this forward. Alright, so now we're getting somewhere. So now these headlight lenses are exposed, and this is the first look I'm taking at them. Looking for a fastener. So I'm seeing a bolt way down here. It's got this ear that comes way down and mounts to the body. There's another one on the side here. And that's all I'm seeing at first glance. So let's go ahead and grab our 10 millimeter and get those out of there. So there's our first one. And here is the other one. Alright, so I can't believe I missed this one. The one that is most obvious. There's a third one here, right on top. And it also has this metal bracket that is used for mounting that fascia. So what we want to do, so we're going to want to go ahead and pull this bolt here and this one right here before we go ahead and take the light off, because this will give us some support. And then we have this last one, if you saved it for last, mounting on top of the headlight. And that should be everything. So we'll go ahead and get those connections on. These are all empty obviously no bulbs in them or anything. So we're going to go ahead and transfer over the bulbs from the old light. This little guy looks simple enough. Twist that and twist that into place. And then we just got this big, make sure you're in frame here. So we got this big rubber seal here. So we're gonna peel that off, I guess. I've never changed bulbs on this before, so I don't even know. Yeah, that just comes off. It's a little tighter on the bulb, but set that aside here. And this bulb has a little metal springy clip that I think we just push this in and bring it down in this case, and it swings up, and then this whole thing pivots like that, and your bulb pulls out like that. And of course, with any halogen bulb, you don't want to touch the glass and get your finger oil on it, because that will ruin it. Go ahead and stick that in. Push this clip down and up. And that's that. And I almost forgot, we have to put this little rubber grommet thing back on. But that's simple enough. And then we just basically reverse everything that we just did. Go ahead and put these 3 bolts back in. I'm actually going to go ahead and put a tiny bit of anti-seize on these, just in case. You never know. I would hope that we're not changing these again, but you never know. They might be kind of a cheap quality and wear out quick, so doesn't hurt. Put a little anti-seize on everything. Now, I'm going to admit, I don't really know how these are supposed to be aimed. Either they aren't aimable, and whatever you get is just how it's going to be, or maybe the slight amount of slop in this thing is how you're supposed to aim it. But I find that hard to believe, because I can't expect them to want you to take that whole fascia off just to be able to aim these things. So there's really not a whole lot of motion in it. So I'm going to just go ahead and bolt it down, and hopefully it ends up working out okay. And then we have this top bracket that goes right here. And also, I almost forgot, don't forget to reconnect your electrical connections. If you did forget like I did, it's not really a big deal. You can get to them from behind here quite easily. Alright, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is put this plastic clip back in the center here. This is the one that was under that piece above the radiator, just to keep this thing attached so that it's not falling off while I try to line the sides up. Alright, so this part here is with the fascia, so that needs to go up and over this little stud sticking out there, and then this will go over that. The inner fender well goes inside the fascia just like that. And then once you send this piece back, just give it a little press right there, and that clip will pop back in. And now it's pretty straightforward. All we got to do is just pop these clips back in. The only ones you want to do right now are the ones above the headlights, because this piece needs to go back on. The only one you can do before this piece is that one in the center. Put that piece on, and now you're good to go. The ones on the bottom are a little tricky because not everything's lined up, so you kind of have to stick a screwdriver in one of the holes and angle it one way to get it lined up and to get those in. But it's not too bad, and it's pretty straightforward. Alright, so here we are outside with the finished product. So last step is just putting those clips back in. It's a little work getting them lined up, but if you stick a screwdriver in there, like I mentioned, you can help to line them up a little bit. But anyways, here we are, brand new headlight lenses. Hopefully that should help visibility quite a bit, and it really freshens up the look of the vehicle, really helps it look new. So anyways, that is how you change the headlight lenses on a Honda Element. If you like this video, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up, and thank you for watching.